All right, we're back in action at the on the hill with the St. Albert Saints and Creston Panthers. Creston just called a timeout down to 17. Glad you're here joining us to listen to the broadcast, and hopefully you can take a look at it also. Go to St. Albert Sports Fan. There should be a YouTube link up in the upper right-hand corner you can click on and see the video as well. This is Terry Miller, a very hoarse Terry Miller. I apologize. I'm not really 212, 6'2". Just sounds like it today. So hopefully Thursday we'll get a little better sound quality from my voice anyway. St. Albert set to take an early lead, 17-12 in the first set. Right now we have Olivia Barnes back to serve in the first set. Right now we have Olivia Barnes back to serve to start it up again after the Creston Panthers timeout. All right, ace serve. Olivia had a very nice ace serve when St. Albert was playing AL. It was a game point. Final score ended up being 16-14. Olivia Barnes had an ace serve to cap off the night. Back again to serve is Olivia Barnes. Right back at the libero. This time she plays it up. Outside kill from number 14, Kelsey Fields. The tallest player on the floor for Creston. Kelsey's only a sophomore. Now back to serve for Creston is the libero, McKenna Hudson. Saints showing three across passing. Nice pass by Emily Recker. And big swing from Allie Petrie for a kill. Allie just a sophomore, making a statement this year, out with an injury most of last year. All right. Now we have Jordan Blaha for Emily Recker. We have Allie to serve. Pass up by Creston. Tip over. Straight up by Veronica. Outside set. Big swing by Jordan. Outside attack by Creston. Nice dig by Maggie Weddingale. And good push. Tip by Veronica. Play it again. Free ball. Back. Great attack by Veronica Svago on a quick set behind the setter. For a kill. Saints now lead 20-13. Allie Petrie back to serve again. Tips the net, but goes over. Outside attack from Creston. Ball dug up by Allie. Quick set middle. And down for a kill by Belle Pershing. Belle, a transfer student from Lewis Central High School here in Council Bluffs. She's made a big statement, big impact this year. Allie Petrie back to serve again. And ball drops. Passed up. Could have been passed again, but a little confusion on the Panther side. Ball drops on the ground. Point Saints, 22-13 in set number 1. Allie Petrie back to serve again. Here she jump serves a soft serve. Outside attack, actually rolled over, touched a couple times, but out of bounds. Point Panthers. That'll bring number 6, Brianna Fields, back to serve. Brianna is only a freshman. Deep serve, fielded by Allie. Saints couldn't quite get that, get to the ball for the third touch over the net, so it'll be point Creston. Serve again from freshman Fields. Perfect pass by Allie, middle set, tip over by Veronica. Outside attack, ball's tight. And they're going to call Creston in the net. So point St. Albert. Bailey White back in the game. Belle Pershing sits down. Maggie Weddingale back to serve. Scores 23-15, set number 1 in favor of the Saints. Perfect pass, attack, middle, dug up by Olivia Barnes, up by Libero, big swing by Veronica Sfagel, tip, Saints get it up, high back set to Veronica, down on, and it's down for a kill off the block. So here we're on match point. Maggie Weddingale back at the line. Let's see where she takes the ball this time. She's going back to that back left corner, outside swing, off the block, down for a kill. Point Panthers. Number 4, Taylor Buxton will be back to serve for Creston. Jordan Blaha with perfect pass, middle attack. And off the block, Bailey White hits it off the block. Saints can't get it off, so point Creston. Saints lead 24-17. Match point again. Short serve this time. We get it up. Jordan Blaha gets it over. Attack from Creston, tip over. And it falls for a point. Creston. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Lance thinks about a timeout here. She might talk to her players, settle them down a little bit. All they need is one to put set number 1 away. Buxton serves again to Veronica. Back row attack by Allie. Down for the kill. And that will be set number 1 to the Saints with a final score of 25-18. So that last set point just goes to show you how valuable it is to have an attacker also in the back row. I think we have Spencer live now. Spencer, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, Terry. How you doing?
I don't know if I can hear you. I don't know if our listeners can hear you. I can hear you, but not very well. If we can get Spencer hooked up here, we'll talk about some new things going on the Hill, as well as some of the podcasts he's done, which have been fantastic. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you go to your app store, search either On the Hill for iPhone users or Spencer Sanchez if you have an Android device, and it should bring up Spencer's app, in which he did great interviews with not only head football coach Pat Ryan, but also head volleyball coach Angie Lance. He has put one of these out per week. And if you want to get to know the coaches that are mentoring your children up here, or if you're thinking about sending your kids up here, you can get to know the coaching staff. This is a great way to do so.
Testing 1, 2.
That
testing.
Sounded better. I can kind of hear you.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Yeah, we're working through some of the kinks here. Owen was not here to help set up, but we were trying to get things rolling here. At least you can hear Terry's voice, and that's what's really important. As she mentioned, we did a couple podcasts, and really it's a way to get to know the coaches better, not necessarily talking X's and O's, but more to find out where they came from, what they value in their teams and in the students. And as you mentioned, Terry, the sons and daughters that come to this school and go through their programs.
Well, you have a 7th grader up here, correct?
That's right.
And what prompted you to take on this project, Spencer?
I've always had a bug for journalism. I kind of got away from it. I did it right out of college, and I haven't done it for a while. And I thought, she's heading into her upper years. She's involved in a lot of different sports, basketball, soccer, now volleyball as well. So I thought, let's give the podcast a try. Owen was ready to hand over the reins on the website. So we're going to change some things there gradually, nothing too drastic just yet. But hopefully we can deliver more content and make these broadcasts smoother and a little better quality for our viewers and listeners and the people who like to go to the website.
Well, I know we were up here earlier and you got a chance to meet Chris Williams, who does a lot of the photography for a lot of our students. He's at a lot of, he is one of many that submits pictures, and parents love that up here. And we were talking how that's going to continue eventually. We just have to work out some kinks on the website. So I know some folks might be wondering, hey, where are the new pictures at? But we're working on it, right?
That's right. We are. We're hoping to get that fixed soon, and we'll keep you updated. And I'm going to hand it off back to Terry for the volleyball. I'll be back during the next break.
All right. We're going to start off set number 2 with Creston serving. at the Saints. Maggie Weddingale with the pass. Middle attack by Olivia Barnes. And Creston's going to get called in the net. Point number 1 going to the Saints. So Saints up 1-0. Emily Recker now coming in for Jordan Blaha to serve. Right at the middle back area. Quick set. Creston tried for the tip. Didn't quite clear the net. Point St. Albert. Back again to serve is Emily Recker. And the serve results in a high outside swing by number 14, which did not clear the net. So point Saints. Number 14, again, a sophomore for Creston, but one of their tallest girls on the floor. Emily Recker with another serve for the Saints. Pass results in a high outside swing, dug by Emily Recker. And Maggie Weddingale takes the ball over with a down ball. Hit outside again, hit wide. Creston wants a touch. They're looking for a touch, but no touch call indicated by the officials or the line judges. So point Saints. Saints are now up 4-0 in set number 2. They lead the match 1-0. Middle set, off the block, down for a point, Panthers. Number 6 back in the game for number 11. And it'll be number 7 back to serve, Bree Ross. Allie Weddingale with a pass. Backside swing. Creston played it up. Down off the block. Point Panthers. Back to serve again is Bree Ross. Perfect pass by Maggie Weddingale. Middle set to Bailey. And, it falls over the net. Kind of just rolls off a few players up over the top of the net and down on the Saints side. That'll be a point for the Panthers. So the Panthers trail 3-4 in set number 2. Allie up. Good pass in the middle. Backside swing. Bailey off a digger. Out of bounds. Point Saints. Bailey White will be back to serve. Belle Pershing back in the game. Maggie Weddingale takes a seat for only a moment. She'll be back as soon as Bailey's done serving. Liberos typically play for 2 players. They can only serve for 1. A high middle attack, down for a kill. That was one of the best I've seen from the Panthers. Didn't touch a St. Albert player at all. So point for the Panthers. Saints still up 5-4 in set number 2. Number 2, Megan Haley back to serve. Middle attack by Allie, straight down for a point for the Saints. 6-4. Saints lead. Veronica Sfagel back in the game. Alicia Johnson taking a seat. Olivia Barnes back to serve. And that serve goes in the net. Side out for the Panthers. One of the things Coach Lance likes to do is serve aggressively. That is your first offensive attack. So you're going to see a lot of tough serves, and sometimes we have more errors, but it also results in more points. Served by the Panthers libero results in a high back row attack by Allie Petrie. Point Saints. Allie Petrie back to serve. And Jordan Blaha back in the game. Emily Recker out. I know we're going to give a shout out to Kelly Petrie, who I know is listening. Oh, and in the net. I guess I should have done it after she served. So Saints are still up 7-6. Number 6, Brianna Fields, freshman, back for Creston to serve. Beat ball, Maggie Weddingale passes up. Middle attack. And blocked by Creston. Point Panthers. Olivia Barnes talking to her hitters. making sure everybody knows what they're hitting. Freshman Fields back again. Pass for outside tip, Jordan Blaha, which results in a swing from Creston. Dug up, high outside, Jordan Blaha, nice up. Some net play, put up by Creston, tip, up by St. Albert. Bell up, great dig by St. Albert. Oh, St. Albert's going to get called in the net. That had the makings of a great volley. A little bit of a sloppiness to it, but still ball was getting dug. That'll put Freshman Fields back to serve again. And that ball served out, point Saints. Set 2 now tied, 8-8. Bailey White back in the game. Isabel Pershing takes a seat. Maggie Weddingale back to serve. Serve over, high, back row attack from Creston by their libero. Dug up, nice and high. Middle attack, Bailey White put down for a kill. Point St. Albert. Maggie Weddingale back to serve again. And ball played up, but out of bounds. Still in play. Passed over. Perfect pass. Middle. Quick attack. Tipped. Blocked back. High outside swing by Jordan. Actually, it's a tip. And the ball's going to drop on the Panther side. Point St. Albert. That ball was played very high in the air. Just some confusion about whose ball it was. And the ball dropped on about the 8-foot line on the Panther side. Maggie Weddingale back to serve again for the Saints. Nice float serve. Played over, free ball. Maggie pass back up. Middle attack by Bailey. And off the libero, out of bounds, point Saints. So Maggie Weddingale, I think Coach Lance is kind of picking on number 2, Megan Haley, which is kind of how it works in volleyball. When you have trouble passing, you become kind of a target for the server until you can show that you can pass the ball. Again, pass to number 2, digs it up to the 10-foot line this time. Roll shot in the middle, and it drops on the St. Albert side. Point Panthers. St. Albert up 11-9. Number 4, Taylor Buxton back to serve. Serve to Jordan, who sets middle. Tip by Bailey, down for a kill. Point Saints. 12-9, set 2. Up here on the hill, we have a substitution for the Saints. Veronica's having a seat while Alicia Johnson comes in to serve. Deep serve, slightly out of bounds, about 1.5 feet out of bounds. Point Panthers. They'll bring number 9 back to serve. Libero goes out for the Panthers. Number 9, Emma Hansen back to serve for the Panthers. Pass by Allie. Set by Alicia. Tip by Bailey. Dug up. Set outside. Big swing from number 14. Dug up by Allie. Outside to Jordan. Big swing. Off the block, hit the ceiling. Down on Panthers side. Point St. Albert. Emily Recker coming back in for the Saints. Jordan Blaha's going to have a seat. Emily Recker's back to the line to serve it up for the Saints. Saints lead 13-10 in set number 2. Saints are up 1-0 in the match. Tipped over by number 14 from the Panthers. Set back for Olivia Barnes. Blocked, dug up. High outside swing by Allie Petrie. Dug up, hit the ceiling, bounced around. It's going to be tipped over by Creston. Dug up by the libero. Middle and barely played over by the libero. Some confusion. Big swing on the outside, put away by number 14, Kelsey Fields, sophomore. So definitely they're going to her on the outside. Creston's using her, their big hitter on the outside. Guessing, no confirmation, guessing it's a sister perhaps. That's not the freshman out there. in opposite times. We have Creston serving, and it was an overpass, and they put it away. We have a saying, don't feed the animals. When you put it up there, it's probably going to get shoved back in your face. So Saints up 13-12. Need to get a string of points here, break themselves away. Serve from Creston, back set to Bailey. Dug up, and not quite. They got a touch on it, but it couldn't get played up, so point Saints. Isabel Pershing back in the game. Maggie Weddingale taking a seat for a point until Bailey's done serving, and then Maggie will go back in Bailey's spot. Bailey serves at the libero, put up in the middle, played up by Allie. Nice high set. It's going to be a roll shot. Dug up by the libero, dug up again. Good save. Oh, that was a really aggressive free ball from number 7, Bree Ross. I'm not quite sure if that was intentional or not, but it landed on about our 11-foot line. We couldn't get it up. So point Panthers, number 2 serving, alley pass. We salvaged that one, got it over the net. Creston playing it out, middle attack, dug up by Maggie Weddingale, pushed outside, and Allie Petrie puts the ball away. When we control the ball and we play quick, it's very hard to stop them. Veronica Sfago back in for Alicia Johnson in the front row. Olivia Barnes back to serve. Saints up 15-13 in set number 2, leading the match 1-0. Passed up very close to an overpass, and Creston was in the net. The setter had to go awfully close to the net on that to salvage the ball and just couldn't keep herself out of the net. So point Saints. Olivia Barnes back to serve again. Nice top spin serve. Good pass, though. Attacked by number 14. Again, she's their go-to, whether she's on the left side or in that situation because of serve receive. She was hitting on the right side first pass and then coming over to the left. But in any case, point Panthers. St. Albert leads 16-14. Panthers libero serves, reset. Oh, nice attack by Belle Pershing for a kill. Belle Pershing can really get up there when she wants to and put the ball away for the Saints. So Emily Recker takes the seat. Jordan Blaha comes in. Allie Petrie back to serve. Played up, but confusion. The ball was not well controlled and dropped on the Panther side. Point Saints. Timeout, Creston. The score is 18-14 in set number 2. Saints are leading this match 1-0. And if I were Creston, they probably are talking about maybe a little bit of communication. We're doing a good job of targeting their seams on the serve, picking on their passers that maybe are struggling a little bit. And we're doing a good job digging the ball back up. And even when we can't get the ball perfectly set up, we're doing a good job trying to put the ball where they're not or put it in suspect areas like deep corner where the setter's coming from. So everybody is back out on the court. Allie Petrie's getting ready to serve again. I do see an alum in the crowd down there line judging. We got Grace Weddingale down there line judging. Her sister's actually the libero, Maggie Weddingale. Served by Allie Petrie. Again, attempt by number 14, but didn't quite get the velocity on it. Back row attack. Nice. Down for a kill by Allie Petrie. Allie Petrie is such a valuable player because she's a threat no matter where she's at on the floor. And you can tell that she just loves playing this game. Serve again by Allie Petrie. Pass up by the libero. Put up for the middle. Number 4. Dug by Maggie Weddingale. Middle attack for Belle. And she puts it away for a kill off the digger's hands, out of bounds. Point St. Albert. Saints lead 20-14 in set number 2. Allie Petrie back to serve again. Tight ball on the pass. And again, the setter's in the net. Actually, they called a lift. I couldn't tell. The up official is kind of in my direct line of sight there, but he called a lift on that contact. So in either case, it's point for the Saints. Allie Petrie back to serve again. And off the passer's hands, out of bounds, hit the wall, point Saints. Allie Petrie back to serve. 22, leading 22-14 in set number 2. And this time we get a float serve, a jumper float serve, which is put up in the air for an outside swing from the Panthers. Put it back outside to Jordan Blaha. Over again, tipped, put up, and swung by Veronica Svagel. Dug up by Creston. Libero sets the ball, tip over. Libero up, Bell up. Great dig by Creston. Jordan just for some insurance up there to block the ball if it's tight, but point Saints. Dropped on Panther side at the net. Allie Petrie back to serve again. Let's see if she's going to do a top spin or a float. And top spin, set outside, off the block and down for a point for the Panthers. That will bring number 6, freshman Fields, Brianna Fields, to the service line for the Panthers. Served to Allie Petrie, high outside set, dug up, and block touches the ball down on Panther side, but St. Albert block is called in the net, so a point for the Panthers. Saints lead 23-15 in set number 2. Brianna Fields back to serve again for the Panthers. Allie digs the ball for a middle attack. Isabel Pershing puts the ball away with authority off of the defender and out of bounds. That'll bring it so a side out point for the Saints. Maggie Weddingale to serve. Number 6 goes out for the Panthers. Pass up, attack middle, deep ball. Weddingale gets up, set middle. Actually, it was set just behind her on a 6 for Veronica, but up official calls a touch. Point St. Albert. That is match. Set point. So St. Albert wins set number 2, 25-16, and are now up 2 sets to none in the match. St. Albert leads 2-0 in the match. We will start set 3 after a slight break.
We'll let Terry catch her breath, get a drink of water. We applaud her for being the only broadcaster here tonight, except for me jumping in between sets here. As she mentioned earlier, if you want to download the podcast, if you have an iPhone, there's a podcast app you can go to. You can search On the Hill, and you should be able to see it come up. If you have an Android phone, there's an app called Google Play, and I need to talk to my producer. You have to search on my name, Spencer Sanchez, to find the podcast. In the future, we hope to make it a little easier. We'll add some more keywords so that you're able to search St. Albert or On the Hill or something to that effect. But if you do have the Google Play, you will need to search on my name. And then finally, on Twitter, every Thursday at 3:10, we do post the SoundCloud link, which you should be able to click on right there from your Twitter feed. If you follow us, SA_podcast on Twitter, and you should be able to play the podcast straight from SoundCloud. There also is a SoundCloud app you can download to your phone. It's free of charge, and then you can subscribe to the podcast that way. If you do subscribe to the podcast, it'll download automatically to your library, and you can click on it and listen to it once it's ready, or you can actually download it to the hard drive of your phone so that if you're on an airplane or somewhere where you don't have cell phone reception, you'll be able to listen to it that way. So we'll be coming out with one a week during the football and volleyball seasons. And then as they go to the playoffs, we'll have a bonus episode. And then from there, we'll let you know what the schedule is going to be for the podcast.
So, Spencer, are you going to give us any clues or tips for who your next guest is, or have you already announced that and I just missed it?
It'll be announced tomorrow via photo on Twitter. We did post a quote today from one of the colleagues that this person works with. It was Bob Weedman who had the quote. So most people can figure it out by Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, definitely check out Twitter tomorrow if you don't know who the guest is yet, and we'll have a picture of him on there.
Well, since we're at a volleyball game, I'll ask you: was there anything that surprised you about the Angie Lance interview?
You know, I actually live in Nebraska, so
We'll forgive you this time.
so so I'm not in Council Bluffs all the time, and everyone that just knowing about St. Albert in general, I'm still learning. But everyone who told me, oh, you're interviewing Angie, there's a lot that people don't know about her that aren't involved in volleyball, and for an outsider like myself, it was even more so. So in preparing for the interview, basically everything I asked her I didn't know about, so it was great. She was an awesome interviewer, and I'm only as good, or the podcast is only as good as the interview subject. So she did a great job.
Well, good. I think a lot of people probably learned a lot about both Pat Ryan and Angie Lance from those interviews. So I think they're really helpful. I think that's great.
Cool.
Thanks for doing them.
Absolutely. It's fun.
Well, we're going to get underway here in about 24 seconds. St. Albert already out on the floor, ready to go, leading the match 2-0. I knew we'll get that right. And it looks like the girls are ready to go. I'm sure after this weekend's Atlantic tournament, they would be totally in for a short match, a 3-set match.
Especially with Kemper coming to town.
Exactly. Thursday is not going to be any short order.
I'll hand it back over to Terry, and she's going to take a big swig of water so she can get ready for hopefully our final set of the night.
Yeah, again, thank you everybody for dealing with my hoarse, raspy voice. I did give them an opportunity to not have to listen to my voice tonight, but I think there was no other plan since Owen and Matt are not here. And so it worked out, but thank you for bearing with me tonight. And we've got Alicia Johnson back to start set 3 for the Saints. And attack by middle from Creston, dug up, put back up for Alicia Johnson, took a deep swing at, played up again. It's going to be tipped over by Creston, put up for the setter, and a quick tip. Bailey puts in what we call the sweet spot, and it's dug up, great up, and put outside for Jordan, who puts it away. And it's so hard once you've made a good dig, especially if you've had to go off the court like Creston just did, to get back on the court and get in position to be able to play that hard-driven ball by Jordan Blaha. So great put-together play on that by the Saints. Alicia Johnson to serve again. Same place. Serves to the middle. Set middle. Tip. Dug up by Olivia Barnes. Back set to Olivia, who hits off the block, and St. Albert point. Point Saints. Saints are now up 2-0 in the third set, leading the match 2-0. Alicia Johnson back to serve again. Passes from the middle, set to the back row. Put up by Alicia Johnson. Back set to Olivia. Dug up by the setter, and nobody's there on the Panther side to get the second touch on that ball. Point Saints. Saints still leading 3-0. Alicia back to serve again. Played up by right back, high outside swing, dug up by the Saints. Back row attack by Allie Petrie, and it's a kill. Same number 4, Taylor Buxton, who got the pass on serve receive, also got the attack from Allie Petrie. Second one was just a little too hot to handle. Alicia Johnson back to serve again for the Saints. Short serve, right at middle front, put outside for outside attack. Touch, but a kill for Creston. Touched by Alicia, but played out of bounds. Coach Lance gets off her chair to go retrieve the ball. Gives it a big softball throw. Even though she's 45 years old, she still throws like a 25-year-old. So we have number 9 back to serve for Creston. Emma Hansen. Pass up, attack middle. Olivia played up and unable to be returned. Point Saints. So we have Emily Recker entering the game for Jordan Blaha. Emily's back to serve. Saints are talking it over. Alicia talking to her hitters. Emily sends a nice straight shot, which is almost an overpass, but stayed alive. Passed up by Alicia Johnson, put to the right side for Olivia, who just can't quite clear the net. So point Panthers. That'll bring number 7 back to serve. Number 6 enters the game. Brianna Fields, freshman from Creston. Number 7, Bree Ross, will be serving for the Panthers. Nice pass by Emily Recker. Puts it outside. And a put-away kill by Allie Petrie. If the defense only gets one blocker on her, you can say goodbye. She will put it down on you. Even if you have 2, even as a sophomore, she has enough experience. She can tool you. So she's a very, very great weapon that St. Albert has up here. Nice dig by Emily Recker. And we're going to play a nice, easy free ball that the Saints put over, which isn't normal, isn't the norm. Tipped up, put up again for Allie Petrie. Roll shot, down, point Saints. Bailey White will be back to serve again for the Saints, leading 7-2 in set 3. And pass, serves deep middle. A nice roll shot over for St. Albert to use. The high back set to Olivia Barnes, dug up, but setter can't quite get their point Saints. 8-2 Saints, set number 3. Bailey White back to serve again. And that's ace serve, shanked out of bounds by Creston, point Saints. Bailey White to serve again. Nice deep ball. That was called out. The Creston player barely got out of the way of that. It looked very close to it, a slight touch. Bailey out of the game. Isabel Pershing back in the game. Pass up by Emily. Tight to the net, but saved by St. Albert. Passed over. Set up middle for number 14, who got it done. And I will say that was a hard play for Kelsey Fields to make, but she's going to be a good player in the coming years. She is a good player, and she's going to be a real asset for them. That set came from behind her, and she kept her eyes on it and was still able to put the ball away. Ball served out for Creston, point Saints. That will bring in Veronica Svagel for Alicia Johnson, and Olivia Barnes will be back to serve for the Saints. Nice serve, back set for number 14. You guessed it, dug up. Allie Petrie off the block and down for a kill. Point Saints. So I think it's pretty evident Creston's going to go to number 14 and number 6 when she's in the game. Big girls, tall girls, bigger hitters. Ball served out of bounds by Olivia Barnes. Point Creston. 11-5, set 3, Saints lead. So that brings up McKenna Hudson, the libero for Creston. Serving at the Saints. Ball passed to target. Middle, high ball for Allie Petrie. Off the hands of the defender and out of bounds for point Saints. Jordan Blaha is going to re-enter the game for number 4, Emily Recker. And Allie Petrie back to serve again. Serve in the net, point Panthers. Which brings number 6, Brianna Fields, back to serve for the Panthers. And she serves in the net. And that looked like that's the first time I thought she looked like a freshman tonight. She has looked not like a freshman the rest of the time, but just a little hand-eye coordination on the serve. We got Maggie Weddingale back to serve for the Saints. And blocked, solo block by Bailey White. Point Saints. Maggie Weddingale back to serve. We'll see if Bailey can do that again. Serve deep, put up to the outside for Creston. Big swing, Allie dug, Olivia set, middle. Bailey tip, put up again by Creston. It's going to be free balled over. Pass to setter, back set to Veronica. Tip, they kept it alive, and the officials called a lift. The tip didn't quite clear the hands of the blocker, so it got put back on the St. Albert side, and we could not quite get it back over the net. So point Panthers, score 14-7. Pass goes, we're attacking out of the right side. Veronica Sfagel puts it over, back up to the outside for Creston. Thrown deep, up to the outside for Jordan Blaha, and played up, but called no touch, 4 hits for the Saints. So point Panthers. And that'll put number 4 back on the service line again, Taylor Buxton. Allie passes the ball up, attack middle, off the block, point Saints. Scores 15-8. Alicia Johnson back in the game. Veronica Sfagel takes a quick seat. Alicia's back to serve. Pass set to middle. In the corner for a kill. Point Panthers. Allie thought about going for it and guessed wrong. So wishes she could have that one back. Number 14 back in the game in the front row for the Panthers. So you can guess who they're going to go to. Number 9, Emma Hansen serving. Back set to Bailey White. Dug up and over the net. Alicia Johnson puts it back for Olivia and tried to go deep corner. Just missed it, out by about 1.5 feet. Point Panthers. Saints still lead 15-10. Looking for that side out. And it looks like we're looking for the ball here up on the hill. Must have gotten behind the bleachers. We have now found it. Thanks to Chris Williams, our photographer down there, sitting courtside. Number 9, Emma Hansen serving again for Allie Petrie. Put back to Jordan Blaha. Deep corner, and that ball lands in. Point St. Albert. Emily Recker back in the game for the Saints to serve. Jordan Blaha taking a seat. Everybody communicating down there on the court. Bailey's talking about hitters, how many they got. That's what we do in volleyball. We're always talking. High swing, but dug up. Middle attack by Bailey White. Down, tight again. Oh, Bailey tried to put it back over again. Timing just a little bit off on the overpass. Oh, and they are calling Creston in the net. So it's going to be point Saints. They're calling number 2, Megan Haley, in the net. So that will be Saints point. Except they just gave the point to, there we go. Scoreboard's they're fixing the scoreboard. Served by Emily Recker. Pass up. It's going to be a down balled over. Emily passes to target. High outside swing for Allie Petrie. Off the block. Dug up. Put outside. Tip over. And down. But double hit called on Creston. Point Saints. Score is 18-10. Emily Recker on the service line. Nice hard serve. Dug to target. Back row attack by the libero. Dug up by Maggie Weddingale. Pushed outside for a big swing from Allie Petrie. Dug stayed in the court. Put up again middle for Bailey White. And that ball was in. Kill St. Albert. Point St. Albert. Scores 19-10 in set number 3. St. Albert leads this match 2-0. Served by Emily Recker. Good back set slide. Dug up by Weddingale. Put up middle for Bailey White. Off the block. Dug back. It's going to be a free ball over from Weddingale again. And punched over. Just jungle ball. St. Albert gets it up again. Pushes outside to Allie, who puts it. Ball dug up. Set to middle. Dug up again by St. Albert. Allie's going to get another swing. Nice high, long shot to the corner. Dug up. Put it for middle. Roll shot. Dug up again. St. Albert putting it over on the third touch. Set middle. Set outside. Off the block. And point Creston. That is definitely the longest volley we've had tonight. Very exciting as a coach. Angie Lance telling her team, good job. Keep it up. That's what I want to see. Don't give up. Even when you lose a long point, you have to keep the energy up. So served by Creston. Short serve. Put up for a back row attack from Bailey. Dug up by Creston. Put back row attack again. Roll shot. Up by the libero. High outside for Allie. Hammer down. And off the net. And this is going to be 4 hits. Down on Creston's side. Actually, they called a lift. It was either going to be 4 hits or a lift, whichever one was going to come out of their hand motion. Point Saints. And that puts Bailey White back on the service line. St. Albert leading 20-11 in set number 3. Served by Bailey. Put up to the middle for number 4. For who else? Number 14. Dug up by Bailey White. And high swing roll shot by Allie Petrie. Dug up. Put outside again for number 14. Off the block. Dug up. And they're going to call a lift on the dig out of the net from St. Albert. So point to the Panthers. Panthers down 12-20. St. Albert leading. Number 2 serving. Ball to target. Great pass. Oh, middle. Hammer time. Allie Petrie. Point Saints. Nope, I didn't see a block. That pass was perfect, and I don't think they recognized she was coming. So that ball went down on about the 12-foot line. Veronica Sfagel in the game. Alicia Johnson takes a seat. And Olivia Barnes back to serve for the Saints, leading 21-12 in set 3. Out of rotation called on Creston. So one of the most complex things about volleyball is remembering where your floor position is at. You cannot overlap adjacent players. So if you share a side with another player, you cannot overlap them until the serve has been touched. So front row, back row can't be flipped until that serve comes over. All right, Olivia Barnes with the serve. And of course, number 14 attacking from the weak side, and they're going to call a double hit on Olivia on that ball. And anytime you can see the ball spinning around and around and around on the second or third contact, you're gonna get a double hit call. On the first attack, you can do that without getting a penalty. It's ugly, but it's not illegal. Okay, St. Albert puts it back on the Creston side. Attack a number 6, and who doesn't clear the net. Point Saints. So that'll bring Jordan Blaha into the game for Emily Recker, and Allie Petrie will be back to serve. And we've got a jump serve to the libero, who puts it very tight to the net, and they're going to call a side out Saints and a lift on that contact by Creston. So this is set point and match point for the Saints, leading 24-13. Allie Petrie serving, and it's an ace serve point, St. Albert. So St. Albert concludes this evening with a 3-0 set win over the Creston Panthers. They looked good. They did what they needed to do tonight, and they are going to come back here on Thursday, same place, same time, to face a much tougher Carol Kemper opponent. Spencer, are you going to be here?
We will be here, and so will Matt Madsen to give Terry a break. He'll be doing the play-by-play. Terry will be bringing you the color. A big thank you to you, Terry, for stepping in. We did have a play-by-play guy tonight who had an emergency at work that he had to be at, but We will continue to improve the broadcasts, the video quality, the angles, obviously having a broadcast team, and just being here at the games more often. We hope to do that in the future.
Great. Thanks a lot, Spencer, for the opportunity to do this. I look forward to joining you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, Terry.